This video is to show you how to work faster with CloudExtend when leveraging Excel formulas, macros, and Excel custom templates. To start this video off, you can see that I have a typical quotation Excel template, and this is great to send off to the customers for review. And now that you have CloudExtend, you can use this information to create and upload a quote record and import that back into NetSuite. There are 3 different methods in Excel that can help create a lightning fast process when creating quotes with CloudExtend. The first method is the copy and paste, which you cannot do within the NetSuite UI when pasting multiple line items. The second method is to use Excel formulas in conjunction with macros. And the third method is to create a custom Excel template. Now that we know these methods, let's take a look at it in action. The first method we're going to be using today is going to be the copy and paste. So copy and paste is going to be a lot easier within Excel rather than copy and pasting within the NetSuite user interface. And due to the fact that within the NetSuite user interface, you can't copy and paste throughout all the line items. You have to copy and paste each individual line items within the NetSuite UI. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to copy some information from this quote template I have right here and plug it into my CloudExtend template. So the first thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to copy this date. I'll go to quote the quote upload tab and paste the value there. And because it's in general, I'm going to change this to short date format. All right, so now that's updated. So once I have that there, I'm going to copy and paste everything else inside of each of the columns. Once you have everything copy and pasted, you're going to have something look like this prior to you uploading the data from the CloudExtend template into the NetSuite record when you create the quote record. So now the second method that we're going to be using is going to be Excel formulas and macros within Excel. So if you're familiar with Excel and macros, this is going to be pretty straightforward. If you don't, you can follow with me and kind of walk through and make sure that you are able to create Excel formulas as well as add macros associated with it so that you can run your formulas much faster than copy and pasting. So the initial thing that you need to do, you need to go into Developer tab and then go to Record Macros. And once you go to Record Macros, you're going to name it. So in this case, I'm going to name it quotes. You can add in a short key. I'm not going to add in a short key. I'm going to leave that blank. And this macro is going to be only enabled for this particular workbook. So now I'm going to click OK. So now that once I have that macro recording, everything that I do now is going to be recorded so I can run it and repeat it every single time when I run the macro. So now that I have this, I'm going to go into my home and make sure that the transaction date column is going to be a short date. But in this case, I'm going to just click on short date to show you. Now I'm going to hit equal. And all of the formulas I'm going to be using is going to be very simple, basic formulas. So now that I have that there, what I'm going to do, I'm going to repeat that throughout the columns or throughout the row. So once I change it to an absolute value, it repeated the transaction date. And then I'm going to do the same thing for all of the other columns here with the different formulas. All right, so now that I have all of the formulas, you can see if I go into each of the columns here now, you can see that there is a formula associated with each of those columns. So now I'm going to stop my recording of the macro, and I'm going to clear out the data here so that now I can actually show you how a macro would work when I run it. All right, so now going back to Developer tab, I'm going to stop recording. So now once the recording is stopped, I'm going to clear out these values right here for each of the columns. All right, so now when I go into Developer, go to Macros, I'm going to select the macro that I name as quotes and then run it. So now as you can see, once I run it, it pulled back all the formulas I have written in each of these columns. So now that whenever you, say for instance, if you clear out the data on the template, there's not going to be an issue because you already have the macro saved, and now you can rerun the macro every single time to ensure that you pull in your data from another sheet or another workbook much quicker than having you redo all of the copy and pasting or you have to write the Excel formula over and over again. And one last thing I have to mention when it comes to writing macros for your workbook, you do need to go into the file and make sure that when you do save it, you have to save it as a Excel macro enabled workbook. So it's going to be the Excel SM, click save, and it's going to be saved as the macro workbook. Our third and last method is going to be leveraging Excel custom templates. So Excel custom templates are great because let's just say in this quote template that we see right here in this tab, we're going to create multiple or different quotations for different customers with different quantities, different items, different pricing. So it's great to kind of start from the blank slate and have a blank quotation template that you can fill out. And every single time that you fill it in, we leverage the Excel formula and it will populate the data in each of these columns because as you can see and remember from our second method, we have all of the Excel formulas associated to each of the columns. So in order to make this a custom Excel template, we'll just need to go to File and then go to Save As and just name it. All right, so now that we have that there, so standard Excel workbook is the format of Excel SX. But if you want to make it into an Excel template, there's going to be Excel TX, or if you have a Excel workbook that you want to make into a custom template that has macros, then you're going to use Excel TM. So in this case, this workbook that I have has a macro. I'm going to select this option, click on Save. So now that every single time that you want to load this quotation template with a blank slate or a blank form, you can go into File. And now what you can do is you're going to go to More Templates and go to Personal. And you can see that there is a quote custom template there. You can also pin this. So every single time if you want to pin it and make it available in your home page, it's going to be available right here in your pinned template in the home page that we have here. If you need further support, please visit our support site at support.cloudextend.io.